Hello students and welcome to the automobile engine class. Myself Shankho Ghosh, Assistant Professor of Automobile Engineering Department at Dr. Sudhir Chandrasur Degree Engineering College under the JIS group. So students, in the few classes we started the discussion of the module number 3, and basically this module number 3 is covered the topic that is the engine cooling system. So in the previous few classes we covered in the first part of this cooling system, that is the introduction portions of this cooling system and the requirement or necessity of this cooling system and the why effective cooling system is required in the IC engine that we are going to discuss in the first part. And the second part we discuss about the various types of heat transfer methods, and then we have started the discussion of the various classification of the cooling system. Now today in this third part we are going to discuss about this air cooling system. So students, let's start the third part of the cooling system with the air cooling system. In air cooling system, heat is directly transferred to the air. So in the air cooling system, heat is directly transferred to the air, and hence it is also called a direct cooling system. This types of cooling system is mostly employed in light engines such as motorcycle and the scooters. The heat dissipated following the few factors. Those are the surface area of the metal which is into contact with the air, and that metal, the surface area of the metal, here the metal is called the fin. Second is mass flow rate of air. Third is the temperature difference in between the heated surface, heat in between the fin and the atmospheric temperature. And number 4, that is the conductivity of heat conductivity of the metal. So thus for the effective cooling, for this effective cooling, the air cooled engine contains fin or ribs on the outer surface of the cylinder and the cylinder heads. These fins are provided more surface area for the air contact, which is resulting in the better radiation of heat. And the heat is produced by the combination of the fuel passes through the cylinder wall and the cylinder head to the fin, from where it is dissipated into the surrounding of the atmosphere. So for the better air cooling, the cooling surface area of the cylinder is increased by increasing the number of cooling fin on it, or by placing the engine cylinder at some inclination. The engine cylinder position. So the forward motions of these vehicles also gives a good vehicle to air to cool the engine. A fan or a blower, which is sometimes provided in this system and which helps the accelerating the cooling effect of the system, which is accelerating the cooling effect of the system. So a fan or a blower is sometimes provided in this system, which helps in accelerating the cooling effect of the system. The fan or the blower is run by the engine crankshaft itself, and the baffles are also provided near the cylinder, and the baffles are also provided near the cylinder to deflect the air to deflect the air through the fin area. So in the small engines, so in the very small kinds of engine and engine whose application gives the extreme importance to weight such as the aircraft engine, the industrial and the agricultural engines where there can be a strong objection to use the water as a coolant. So for that purpose the air cooling, so that purpose the air cooling is mostly tractors of less horsepower, motorcycles, scooters, small cars, and small aircraft engines, where our forwarded motion of the machine gives good velocity to the cool the engine. The air cooling is also provided in some small industry engine. So in this system, the individual cylinders are generally employed to provide a proper cooling area with the help of the providing fins, and a blower is used to provide the area, so provide the air. So now coming to the pictures of this air cooling system. So here is the picture of the air cooling system. So these are the two way from where the cool air is intake or inletted. So in the if we are talking about the here, this is the two way of the cool air inlet. So after coming these barrels, it is enter into this engine combustion chamber. As it is entered into the engine combustion chamber, and after the power is generated, so heat is produced. So that kind of heat is passes through these kinds of fin. Horizontal lines these horizontal lines are showing the fins or ribs which are fitted on the cylinder on the engine body of this, which are fitted on the engine fins which is fitted on the engine body. So here sometimes fans are also is attached there to speed up the is used to speed up to speed up the heat dissipating rate, and there is also a thermostat is also used in this section. So these are the basic pictures of a air suspension system. Now coming to the advantages of the air suspension system. First one is the design of engine. The design of the engine becomes simpler as no water jacket are required. The cylinder can be identical, dimensioned, and individually detachable, and therefore therefore the cheaper to renew in case of the accident, etc. So this one the first advantage. Second one is the absence of the cooling pipe. The absence of the cooling pipe, radiator, etc. that makes the cooling system too much simpler. Here no danger of the leaking of the there is no danger is occurred or due to the leakage of the coolant. Here the engine is not subjected to freezing the travel. Here engine is not subjected to freezing the travels. Etc. Usually the encounter in case of the water cooled engine, and the brake power of the air cooled engine, which is less than that of the water cooled engine. In this case, engine is rather a self-contained unit as a self-control unit self-contained contained unit as it require no external components, like example of the radiator, heater, tanks, etc. And it is installed on the air cooled engines so easy. The control of the cooling systems is much more easier. The control of the cooling system is much more easier than in a water cooling system. An air cooled engine can take up some degree of damage. A broken fin does not affect much, while a hole in the radiator may stop a water cooled engine. High mean cylinder temperature mean reduce the carbon deposit on the combustion chamber wall, and this gives the sustained engine performance. And the warmer performance of air cooled engine is better. This result in low wear of the cylinder. The air-cooled engines, which is basically in simpler, is a simple, which are simple in construction, lighter, and it has a low cost due to the absence of the other components which are fitted into the water cooling system. It can be operated in the cool, extreme cold climates where the water may freeze. In a certain place, the engine have low cost maintenance as the problem of leakage is not there. The air cooled engine warm up faster than the water cooled engine. So these are the advantages of the so students, these are the advantages of the air cooling systems. Now besides the everything in this world advantages, there have some disadvantages also. So now discussed about the disadvantage of this air cooling system. First of all, their movement is so noisy. This is the first disadvantages. Next is non uniform of cooling. The output of air cooled engine so, sorry, the output of air cooled engine is less than that of a liquid cooled engine. It is maintenance is not so easy. Smaller, useful of compression ratio, the volumetric efficiency of an air-cooled engine is lower due to the high cylinder head temperatures. Here in this air-cooled engine, which is cannot provide the uniform of cooling all around the engine cylinder. It has a higher noise level due to the absence of the cooling water, which are which acts as a sound insulator. The air cooled engines are less efficient because the coefficient of heat transfer because the coefficient of the heat transfer of air is less than that of water. In this system, the highest useful the highest useful compression ratio, which is lesser on as compared to the engine with the water cooling system. The engines using the air cooling system, which gives a low power output. The engine using the air cooling, which are subjected to high working temperature. So students, here these are the disadvantages of the air cooling system. So So according to the advantage and disadvantages, from the point of view of advantage and disadvantages of this air cooling system, it is simpler, lighter, and low cost due to the other components are not fitted there, but it also provides some noise. As it is operated in the extreme cold climate, but it gives low power output. As the air cooled engine have low cost of maintenance, but in this system the highest useful compression ratio is lesser than lesser as compared to the engine with the water cooling system. So these are the basics of the air cooling system. So students, here today's in this class we are discussing about the air cooling system, this its advantage and disadvantage. Now from the next class we are discussed about the water cooling system. So still then, stay at home and stay safe. Thank you students. Thank you so much.